Local recordings on. Let's start the show. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus Campaign Season 3 Episode 20. I'm your demon host Marty, joined by Adam and Ahmed right now, and let me get the chat going and I will unmute their faces. And their faces are unmuted. Their faces are visible, and Modronbot is here. How is everyone doing?
Good. Today was the first day of summer officially, where I first hot, summery, sunny, beautiful day. So we went out and did some sun stuff.
Like,
we had a barbecue. We played soccer. They went to a pool, stuff like that.
cool.
The events for the strongman competition got released. The weights came out, and so training is getting much more specific. And I ate a monster pile of pancakes this morning and needed to have a nap because the size of the pancakes was so aggressive that it took me out.
Knocked you out.
I knocked out my pancakes.
Your body's like oh, carbs. Sugar blow.
It was a massive stack of pancakes, 3 eggs scrambled, ham, a scone, some preserves, a scoop of ice cream.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, good.
Work has been busy on my end, but I'm getting through it. Project's moving along nicely. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. What am I doing? I didn't even pop my head outside my apartment today. I got up. I'm season 3 of Nation Z, which is an interesting zombie series. It's got an edge of comedy to it. It doesn't take itself as serious as, like, say, Walking Dead does. There are mutant fast zombies. Like, there are different varieties of zombies, and part of the plot line, spoiler alert, has to do with a dude that is quasi-immune, and it gets weirder as time goes on. So it's actually a lot of fun. I'd put it right behind Black Summer for recent zombie shows. Cool stuff. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. That's all I've got.
I'm assuming we're just putting there's a moratorium on endgame spoilers, so we're just not going to touch that topic until other people have seen it.
I did see that Thanos' sword was stupid. A guy on YouTube, Shadiversity, he does all sorts of like sword fighting kind of analysis.
It's the worst version of a double-ended sword.
Yeah, because
all double-ended swords are retarded. That one is the most.
Because he can't, like, there's no spacing for his hands in the middle, and like there's
no way for you to swing it without you whacking yourself in the junk.
Yeah. I just saw that popped up in my YouTube feed. I'm like, oh, the sword's stupid. I'm like, I don't want any spoilers. I'm so far behind in like.
It's good, but when you think hard, it's like there's a lot of.
So in the moment while you're eating your bonbons and your popcorn, you're like, this is a good movie, and then afterwards you're like, that was kind of dumb.
It's a bad movie, but was it good? Why the fuck would they do that? That doesn't seem right. Then you check a couple. Once you start checking comic books, you're like, I don't fucking know. This is like, isn't he supposed to be able to smash a planet with his fists? Like, what happened?
Got it.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a quick recap?
Quick
recap of what happened last game. Last game was on Thursday, and we called it "And I Licked It."
That's awesome.
Sid discovers that the Van Imps were explorers of Tarak long ago and continue to search for something in the tropics even to this day. Damian pays a visit to the elderly patriarch of the Rocastels and learns about the reason why their two families are at odds. Ashoka mentally dominates Skeeble's One Eye, who has contacts amongst the pirates of Skelter, and information about the departure of Damian's brother Marcel. you learned that Marcel had hired or had booked passage on a boat to go to Skelter, which is kind of like a free port that is known to occasionally harbor pirates, and it's about 2,000 miles away. It's about halfway point between where the Van Impe ships were supposed to go to pick up loads of luxury goods and bring them back. In a clever ploy, Damian hires the captain of the Dexterous to voyage to Skelter, transporting a magical rune of Sid's, while the trio returns to Vaddapol. So effectively, your cargo is Sid peed on the wall, made his graffiti mark on the wall, and the way you described it is that, yeah, my magician, who is Ashoka, my magician's going to be in the room. Don't disturb him. Don't feed him. Don't go in there. What do you mean? Well, he's going to be there, but not there. And the captain couldn't quite understand what it is you guys were trying to pull off, but he agreed for 8 talents to basically travel to Skelter, while the rest of you basically teleport back to Vaddapol and wait for the boat to get to where you need to go.
See, this is what I was saying, where it's like, are you going to go on this pirate voyage with us? Yes, but we're not going to go on a pirate voyage. We'll get there when there's a thing to do. I'm not gonna eat fucking biscuits and fight for limes to fight out.
They expect the Dexterous to reach Skelter in about a 10-day. In 5 days, it will reach a place called Anchorport, which is about halfway to Skelter. And I don't know if you guys are gonna go and pop out during Anchorport. You are muted, Ahmed.
Yes, we want to do that because
got it.
We need to be able to jump back with teleports.
Yep.
So we need midway, like halfway points.
Yeah, you teleport. Got it.
We got there quick, but we walked back.
Right. So you guys spend 5 days in the capital. Let's go to the particular planning sheet for week 43 for the Conclave of Crimson Scale in Vaddapol. Ashoka was in Vinvasa that week. Magnus was receiving some medicus. Next week he has the bare-knuckle bear fight with Ajax and a bear. Phineas, we don't know what he's doing because he has actually transported himself along with Arlen and others, kind of retreating to Terrazleen. Cowardly. Hiding in Terrazleen. Sid and Damian were obviously on the excursion to the capital city Vinvasa. Zed was basically leading as there's a tournament going on in the week that Ashoka and Sid and Damian were gone. So we'll get to that tournament first, I think, will be the best way to spend our time. And I know that the stream monsters are very excited for this particular fight.
Oh, shit. Forgot about this one.
Barak Tarn versus this is the Tournament of the Bloody Rose, and it is Barak Tarn versus Cyro and Fleas versus Titus that are happening in this week 3.
Fleas versus Titus. Now the stream could be. I didn't do anything specifically to guarantee winning against Titus. I've thought of several methods to just guarantee a win against Titus, but I figured a proper fight is a better way than just guaranteeing winning against Titus.
Well,
the stream might have done their version of that.
Right. They've been fretting and plotting and scheming about this fight for a couple weeks now. So we shall see. Not that Fleas has much power to do anything. It would be the other people that are around that would have to help.
It's what do you give the guy with a high-use magic device to go into the fight? Do you give him a potion of fly and a wand of scorching ray and just?
Yeah. Okay. What we didn't complete was there were some roles for Ashoka Spy Network. So 6 was pretending to be Ashoka.
Mm-hmm.
Did we give a number of personas that 6 kind of accurately is able to? Like these are specific individuals, right?
Yep.
So I think Ashoka should be added to that. He's got Zed, Ashoka.
He's got Zed Ashoka. He's got that one assassin.
Yep.
And I believe, did we give him? I wanted to give him a small child. I didn't. I don't know if we actually. I don't think.
In the many weeks, you could have given him like non-important personas. He could just turn in. No, he can turn into generic form of race or generic form of like a person. So he could turn into a generic child if you want. If there was a specific individual, however, that you're trying to mimic.
I think right now I'm tracking this. I just took a look at Six's sheet. I have been a poor manager of Six's sheet. I currently have Drak the Summoner.
I think that was the assassin. Yeah.
Zed, Ashoka.
Give him Magnus.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Weird. So I think he was limited to his character level.
I think so, in specific individuals. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there was the ability to retrain.
Yep. It requires a bit of flesh or like hairs or like a bit of organic material from that person.
Yep.
It would have to be a very bloody shit. Just saying.
Has Taco Bell been invented yet?
It's Taco Bell. It's a very messy.
Six. I don't wanna.
Taco. It's a very messy Taco Shell Tuesdays at the Civic Arena. Taco Shell. Because rotten fish tacos for everyone. Oh, gross.
Oh, my dog had a birthday, and Jessica bought him a brontosaurus bone, which is basically like a cow femur, like a roasted cow femur. It weighs like 8 pounds, or 9 pounds, and it's huge. So if you hear a crash, boom, bang from my side, that's it falling down the stairs again, because the dog's trying to figure out a way to get this thing up the stairs.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
Yep. Oh, the stream missed the Irish jig that comes out of my dishwasher when it's done. Little. It was pretty funny. They missed it though. It was happened during our break. I'm like, oh damn, I'll have to time that better next time.
Got something.
What we forget?
There was a questioning done by Ashoka to a monk during the last session.
Oh, yes. So let's recap that conversation for a moment. So Ashoka asked where these people were from, and they described that they are from another empire out there. And Ashoka is like, well, that's interesting. What kind of empire? Oh, it spanned a number of worlds, and it's expanding. Okay, that was interesting. They called it the third incarnation of Gazaria.
Okay. The third incarnation of Gazaria.
Yes.
Okay. Who's at the helm of the third incarnation of Gazaria?
He is known as the Dragon Emperor.
Okay.
And he is where Gezar was loved, the Dragon Emperor is feared. And that the worlds that he conquers ends up being worse than they were before, as he's got a dragon's lust for magic and treasure. He described a 3-headed dragon that appears and picks up giant bowls of stone that are left outside of major cities as offerings.
Ooker. Keep your junk in your pants, Ooker. Ahmed, you're not allowed to say I told you so. Maybe you can. It's okay.
You can't help it sometimes. Sometimes you screw a monster. Sometimes
you gotta swim in the middle of the lake.
Sometimes you screw yourself.
They left because of the war and chaos. surrounding this. They are
Here I was thinking it was a post-Uker period where, like, it was, oh, it's this peaceful harmony thing, and no, it's not that. I'm trapped in a fucking test tube on spaceship. Fucking test tube. Test tube attack.
Right. So you got a little bit more information that, there's a much more active emperor, and he's conquering, and he's probably the strongest being that they can think of.
How are how is the Empire's feelings towards this being?
Oh, they've rubbed up against this other empire and have invited these refugees to go to Tarak, basically.
Okay, so they're kind of at war almost.
Yeah,
they're not friendly.
Yeah, there's the Imperium suffers no kings, whereas king and emperor are used interchangeably with the Dragon Emperor or the Dragon King, and that he sits in one of the old seats of Gezer. So it's
you know what? I blame Lemmy, because Lemmy was the guide, and he was supposed to have Uker, come back and be a good dad, and Uker was an absentee father. But really, that's Lemmy's fault because Lemmy was the guide. So, thank you, Ahmed. You fucked it up.
All your fault.
But it's a being of tremendous power that was described as sometimes a man and sometimes a dragon with a big bipedal dragon with 3 heads that goes and lifts these giant offering bowls. When they're full, he comes and takes the giant offering bowl and brings it back to wherever.
It's what Uker could have done. It was. It's Ghidorah. It's my son is Ghidorah or whatever. What I think of Ghidorah is the 3-headed Godzilla monster. King Ghidorah.
So you didn't get an exact name, but like the Dragon Emperor of the 3rd incarnation of Gazaria is. And they apparently have conquered a place where gnolls, centaurs, and Gazarians live.
Okay, Marty, if you're looking for pictures, King Ghidorah is a good thing.
Okay, this is the Godzilla.
Yeah, it's King Ghidorah. Damn it.
Cool.
I thought you get a much more kick out of that particular. We kind of left it. You're like, I now know where it is. I'm like, no, you don't. But I haven't given you the right information yet. I dropped one word, Gazaria. You're like, I know where it is.
Yep. Nem. Yes.
Oh, hey, Ned, what's going on?
Yeah, no, yeah. Compared to Wazrog is a flowery saint compared to this guy. Smells of roses.
Okay. Ashoka was more interested in another emperor out there that the Imperium just didn't go and crush.
There's also the whole if centaurs are refugees, then that's interesting to know too. If there's going to be more influxes of centaur coming in,
right? People with strange fighting styles and gnolls and centaurs.
There's a bunch of businessy sort of imports as well.
Yep.
Good political information.
So, like Lucas said earlier, information is information, and that's sort of what Ashoka has gathered while in Princeport and saw the strange refugees like gnolls, centaurs, and kind of flatter-faced humans working together. We are going to jump into what is the leftovers of week 7. Ashoka had his spying network spying on the Civic Arena area, and his the Ludus spy network looking into the the 5th congregation. So I need 14 dice for the Ashoka network.
Go Ashoka Network. 1, 2. Oh God, 2.
Really? Oh my, huh.
Oh my, oh my.
Get, hey Lucas, get
Get
rid of
stuffed,
those
son.
rolls. Get rid of those rolls now.
The main piece of information you learn is where the Union barracks are. They had enough money to purchase the Union barracks. This was the area around the Civic Arena, not just the Civic Arena itself, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. Give me a second. I have to turn on bloody map tools.
The other piece of information that may or may not be public knowledge is that the Beast Tamer's Lodge and Stables does have its own tunnel that goes between the underbelly of the part of the arena that you guys don't typically go to. Like the veins are on the left side and the editor's pulpit is on the right. On that map. Well, the editor's pulpit is actually closer to, if you go to the Vaddapol map, closer to the Beast Tamer's Lodge. He can move beasts back and forth between somewhere in these two buildings and the Civic Arena. The Beast Tamers have a tunnel. Is basically what.
That's interesting. Because shenaniganry.
You don't know anything more about the tunnel. You just suspect that the tunnel is there because no one ever sees the megaphant going out into the city. It just comes out of the...
So we suspect there's a tunnel
Yes.
that's big enough for a megaphant.
That's right.
If I send an earth elemental to go take a look for it, it should be relatively easy to find.
Yes.
Zed, go do this. Why?
Right. All right, those are the two pieces of information you find. Whoa, that was a shitty roll. And then the fifth congregation, you were just trying to figure out who, what, where, when, why, how. Give me 4 dice.
2 successes.
Two
the
successes.
Same as 14 dice.
Wow.
So, the de facto leader in the city of the fifth congregation is actually the man who sits in the veins. His name is Salonius Heavensward.
Okay, he's the leader?
He's actually the leader of the local branch of the fifth congregation.
All right, I'm going to just add the fifth congregation to our list here.
They are very humble. They don't what wealth that they do gather goes towards the good works of the church, as well as helping his flock go out and proselytize and convert more people to the five-faced god.
Okay, what was that guy's name again?
I pasted it in the chat.
Salonius Heavensward. It's an awesome name.
Or heavens,
also
or heaven's word.
Okay, that's probably.
But heaven's word or heaven's word? Yeah, it's a heaven's word. Heaven's word.
So I'm going to probably refer to him as Heaven's Sword, and you might take offense to that because he's a bit of a coward for a Heaven's Sword. You know.
The fifth congregation is not a new thing, but they are very devout to conversion.
So we basically gathered that they're pretty much what you see is what you get, almost.
They are very, very motivated for some reason to convert people to the five-faced god. zealously so.
You need to ask from their like followers of like, is this pyramid scheme? What the is it? You just what motivates you?
Right. That's that part you get kind of like what they're about and not the whys with 2 dice, but it's a good start.
Well, we're learning. It'll be fine.
Yep. Hey Marty, I sent you something quick and you gotta go to chance. I'm guessing you're talking Discord. Where's the thing? What thing? Where? What one of the gazillion windows am I looking at? There we go.
Heaven's Word is it's an awesome name, Marty. I might end up using that somewhere accidentally because that's really good. It's just because it's heaven. Is it Heaven's Word or is it Heaven's Word? And
So you like my DMing, do you?
yes, I do.
Right.
Yes, I like it. Yes.
Okay, I have made notes of the things that you have done, Lucas. That makes sense. Thank you for the note. Okay, let's go back to... So you learn a little bit about the recruitment wing of the Church of the Five-Faced God, which brings us to the tournament. Okay, so there are only some people around. So Zed is leading and kind of acting as the healer for the tournament. Magnus is actually around. So, Magnus, are you? So is Ashoka. So does the Ashoka let Magnus go to the fights? I think he'll let Magnus into the ring, but Magnus goes in chains. Like,
it is only reasonable.
Magnus is like if you're gonna go with your gladiators, they insist on putting manacles on you.
Do I have my armor?
No.
No.
You have a scarab. A Gracchus.
Alright, I'm still pretty scary. Fine.
You're a 12th level barbarian that does have unarmed strike. Taking a dump, you're scary.
Okay, so Zed, Magnus, Gracchus, Nova, Phelan the Vorlander, these are all people that are escorting fleas to the tournament.
Yep. You're not going to get caught with the pants down again with having like one guy showing up at the tournament and then passing out.
Quailsy.
Is this the same day that Barak-Tarn is fighting?
This is the same chunk of time that Barak-Tarn is fighting, but yes.
Marty, I
two
think the
fights
chat is plotting against us. They're talking about pieces ready to fall, and it was making me nervous.
Okay, first I want to establish who is going to the veins from the Conclave. So
Yep.
we've got Nova and Zed. I need to find a Magnus. Where is Magnus's token on this map?
I think he's in his room.
I'm on the.
He's here. Are you in the?
No, I'm on the map.
I'm in the arena.
The arena map.
I'm not in the arena. Here, I'll take Magnus.
Okay. There's too many Sids.
Some would argue one Sid's too many Sids.
Here's Magnus.
Where? Okay, got it. Boop. I'm putting you at the door. Phelan. So we've got a Scarab who's escorting Magnus. We've got a Fleas who's the one that's fighting. You may want to get rid of the damage.
He's not. He's not. I got beat up today.
we beat him up before we went.
Pre-beaten at the factory.
Sona would like to go see the fight. Are you allowing Sona to come along? We've got fake Ashoka and Nem up in the seats.
Yep.
Duke Dragol has his.
Marty, there is something that Magnus wants to do. There's two things actually Magnus wants to do,
Okay.
and they're very important.
Magnus was getting medical treatment, so he has some. There was an RP ask about Ajax.
So at some point from his release, he wants to go see Claw and the underground guys, specifically them, to tell him, if I ever come to see you, check my blood before I make a deal.
Okay, so you're talking to Yuri the Claw.
Yuri the Claw.
And the guys who all committed suicide.
The guys that were running the underground arena.
The underground arena you find is closed.
Okay, it's just Yuri the Claw.
Something bad happened.
Okay, so on your way to the fight is basically when you go see Yuri the Claw, you're like, let's stop off at Yuri's for a moment. Yeah. And I think you've got everyone. I'm looking for Phelan. Phelan's the last token I need. There he is. Shoko will learn later that Six allowed Sona to send a letter to old Vigo.
What did it say?
It said something. Yeah, he read it, of course. Beforehand, it was like, "Hey, how's it going over there? Like, you know, hope everything's all right," kind of thing. And old Vigo responded, "The champions are scary. Paco and the young kid are really nice, though, and they got a new giant woman that's blue like you. Hope everything's good there. Kind of all the best, old Vigo." So, like,
they have a frost giant. Cool.
So that Ashoka, when he gets back, will learn that Six made some decisions in his.
Sona is worth 50 or 60 talents, so if that's what they're eyeing up, it's going to be 50 or 60 talents now. If we level them up further.
Yeah, Sona's the one that's initiated the correspondence, but the correspondence is now flowing between Sona and old Vigo.
Yep. And we're just let me know what's being said back and forth.
Okay, so you stop by Yuri the Claw. Yuri the Claw is too fun of a character to not have an actual conversation with, so we'll get to that. Well. Slap me blue. Well, not that blue.
Hey, Yuri, how you doing?
Not as half bad as you are doing, apparently. Look at you. You are like groom who does not want to get married.
I don't understand. Yeah, okay.
It means you were brought here in chains.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I'm going everywhere in chains apparently.
Yeah, you brought your mangy gladiator here. Isn't he supposed to be fighting today? Lots of people betting on fleas, and then they're betting on your gladiator. He seems to be in a good mood.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that. Yeah. You guys wait.
He points at all the chains and he, like with a wave of his hand, asks a question. Like, what gives?
I have no idea. I have no idea. The church doesn't like me apparently. So here I am.
It is good to have good friends, not good to have bad enemies.
I think the reason I'm still alive is because I have good friends.
Maybe people like watching you fight and bash people's skulls in. But who asked Yuri anything? No one asked Yuri. They just come to Yuri to make bet. You make bet? Come on, you make bet.
Outside. Go, guys, wait over there. Go get some drinks. Wait outside or something.
Okay, Scarab doesn't move from Magnus's side.
Yep. I go to Claw. Listen, someone might have...
This is going to be good. This is good part. This is why Yuri get up in the morning.
someone might be able to look like me. If I ever come and make a bet with you or to make a deal, make sure you check my blood. You understand what I mean?
What am I, some sort of medicus?
There's these things that look like people.
You choke my chain. You get my gizzard.
I'll tell you this: if I ever come to make a bet and I don't have the talents on me, it's not me. You understand?
In your current predicament, I would probably ask for talent up front. No offense, Magnus.
No,
Look.
good, because son of a bastard might try to screw me over.
He glances to Scarab. Scarab's just hiding behind his helmet. So you want to make bet then? You got talent to show Yuri? Or
Actually,
you...
I didn't bring any talents. I thought about it when I was coming to see you, but next time.
What are you wasting Yuri's time for? Look at Lord Line. People make bet.
We'll make bets later. Come on.
Hey, do you know he's going to win? Your gladiator feeling good, yeah?
He's always, please look at him. He's smiling. Oh, I don't know if he's smiling or crying actually, but I don't know who these other guys are. I have to see who they are. I haven't been out for a while.
Oh yes, they're newcomer. They're making a big splash in a small pool.
I don't know. I honestly I have no idea. So I couldn't tell you. Once I see them fight, but I have not seen them. I've been out of the Ludus in a long time, so I couldn't tell you.
Does Scarab have money?
Scarab is a mercenary. I guarantee Scarab has money.
Magnus has given him money before.
Now let's check his sheet.
Give me a sec, yeah.
Because Mark's not here. I'll make Scarab make a bet.
Scarab's got 9 real talents and 3 fake talents.
Okay. Scarab is going to make a bet.
And
Roll.
apparently somebody's been using goddamn cell phone emoticons in their character sheet.
What?
Look, on his character sheet, he's got like little emoji diamonds and shit in.
on whose? On
Scarab.
Where's Scarab? Scarab.
I'll place a bet. He puts down a talent.
You see emojis here?
I do.
Oh.
Yuri looks at Scarab and looks at Magnus. But you try to pull fast one on Yuri? Yuri draws a dagger.
He's like, what?
Scarab just doesn't seem to be concerned, but a bunch of his bodyguards get all kind of aggro when he does this.
Hold on.
He scratches the talent, and you notice that there shouldn't be wood under the talent.
Let's see if I have praise.
He just flicks it at Magnus. Is this what you come here to do? Song and dance may not be real. Try to see if Yuri can't sniff out fake talent.
Where did you get this from?
I don't know. This Scarab. From you.
Check all your talents, damn it.
He sits back down. I know why you come see Yuri. You see, Yuri now finally figured it out. You come here because you owe Yuri a favor.
Magnus is looking at Scarab, looking at Yuri. He's like,
You two, and he's waving his dagger around. You two will do a job for me at some time in near future.
it's gonna cost you.
No, it already cost you. You are in Yuri debt. Try to pass off this fake bullshit.
Scarab, you owe him a debt.
No, Magnus and Scarab bring debt. Both you come here, present this.
It's his talent. What's wrong with you? I told you I have nothing.
He appears to be your keeper.
No problem.
Yuri will let you know when he needs Well, he needs some help breaking bones or something.
It's like, yeah, I can still take you guys.
Don't worry, we'll make it. We'll make good sport then. It'll be good sport. Get out of my face. He chucks the dagger into the top of the table.
Well, that wasn't very good of you. Scarab.
Skip. You gave me this money.
What are you talking about? All my... Oh.
Are you paying me in fake coin?
I have no idea. I have to go back and check. I didn't think I had any. I might not be as rich as I thought.
We'll discuss this later when the fighting's over.
Yeah, we'll have to check your talents and mine.
And for every fake one, you owe me 2.
Oh, shut up.
He pulls on your chains a little bit.
Push him.
Alright, Scarab. Give me an intimidate check.
You want one from Scarab?
I'm not really intimidating him, but
Okay, you push him. He doesn't.
I'm pushing like
Scarab doesn't have intimidate. He's just weird.
He's just ugly.
Yeah.
I don't want to intimidate. Like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Push your buddy around.
He just sort of looks at you and yanks on your chains. Let's go. Your gladiators are fighting.
They're not my gladiators anymore.
You give up easily.
Some master.
So?
I'm not very upset about it.
Everything all right, Sasona?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Come on, please.
I do not believe everything went well with that conversation.
Nova gets
No, it didn't.
Nova
No,
gets
it
a
didn't at
her rump, and Phelan's just sort of awkwardly trying not to look at Magnus.
So, is everything good?
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
Hopefully they'll let me into the vein, Sasona. We'll,
Wouldn't they?
I think Zed's the healer.
So I'm not a healer. I can get in the veins.
Well, yeah, hopefully they'll let you in the veins as well, although I'm not too sure what you're going to do down there.
You're a god. We've been attacked in the veins before. There will be no problem.
Yeah, somebody got me and protect me. I'm still weak. Can Magnus prepare his mutagens?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's see the order in which people will arrive at the Ludus. One will be, will go in order of seniority. One is Coalition, no, sorry, one is Conclave, 2 is Circus, 3 is Coalition. So the Circus arrives first. Barrack Tarn.
Is Arlen there?
Arlen, during this timeline, yes, Arlen is in town, and
During this timeline. Sorry.
yeah, well, yeah, this week. Look.
It's fun.
Arlen teleports back to.
If he's fighting, I'll go and.
I don't know if we... Did we know he's fighting? Because he wasn't there last time. Arlen wasn't there for the fights before.
We were training. So when I head back,
Yes.
pick up the lady, I would have known. Okay, he's fighting. In,
So if you want to spend this particular cell or week of week 43 escorting Barrack Tarn, you can. Excuse me.
does it count as my week?
Yep.
Like my session, like my role playing session, or does it count as my activity?
Your activity.
Can I plan fights for my gladiators?
Yep.
as well?
Yep. I've got you want to RP with your followers during that time as well. So.
Is that possible?
Yep.
Get these things done?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, cool. Do that.
So Arlen has already teleported people back to Citadel by the Lake, including the Grand Mage. Phineas, Countess Opal, and her aides, Undwin, are now at Citadel by the Lake, but Arlen stays behind. You did have a chance because you can teleport. Are you bringing? Does Arlen have anyone with him as a bodyguard? Okay.
Arlen's not going to be traveling alone. So this week, this is week what 43 that we're doing this.
Yes.
Barak Tarn is there. He'll have.
Ugg and Sam have just been idle in.
Yeah, he can have them. He'll bring them both.
Ugg and Sam.
We've got a ton of meat back at.
Okay.
Citadel. So.
All right. So Ugg and Sam are with Barak Tarn.
Hey, we're back.
You!
They love us here.
Cowards!
Okay, I'm just gonna erase a bunch of spells that were on.
That is hilarious, actually.
Okay, does Arlen have his chair? Is he got his carpet? Is he riding Ugg's back? What is the mode of transportation for the chair? Okay. Let me grab the chair token.
Question, can't I have the carpet in a bag of holding?
The carpet is very heavy. You may want to look up the weight of the carpet.
Character sheet.
And then it's also very bulky, so I don't know if you could roll up like the big carpet.
The bag of holding has a dimensional limit on it, as well as a weight limit on it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Barak Tarn, you notice on his way there that Barak Tarn has been kind of like clicking his jaw a lot. He's like stuck his claw in his ear a couple of times.
Are you all right?
Something's up with my. Something's.
Right, come here. Bend down, please. Just have a heal check on this man.
Don't know what you would mean.
Yeah, give me a heal check.
Plus 20. I don't know. 34.
Oh. Eee. Somebody's ear is very dirty and kind of pussy. You look into it and it's like he's got some sort of like spore growing deep within his ear.
How long have you been like this?
I woke up this morning with this problem. I can't hear very well.
How can I clean this or remove this?
This would require
remove disease.
That might do it. It is a spore. Without magic, this would require like some serious ointments and bed rest to get rid of. Because once you start digging around in there, you might start to do damage, or he might need time to, like the medicine might make it worse. I should be fine for the fight, is what he says. You do notice that he didn't respond to all the snapping sounds you made.
Huh. We'll have to increase this, but this has been going like he should have felt this earlier than like today, based on what. Like
He also should be immune to diseases. I think.
When was the last time you were sick?
A long time ago. Yeah, you're like it's like a weird fungus. How it's not all over his body and how it just got really deep into his ear, you're not sure.
All right.
We need to make our way to the arena, or I will be late.
All right. We'll look at this after. Prescribe some medication for you. We'll discuss this.
Yeah, it's a very curious thing, and Beric Tarn is not responding to all commands at this point in time. You guys are the first group out of the ones that are fighting today in the tournament to arrive. You do not see these folks here. In fact, the Victory in the Veins is quite empty. You do pass by Old Dreg, or not Old Dreg, Dreg and his Undertaker. You do pass by a bunch of the disciples of the Fifth Congregation, including Salonius.
Arlen gives him a greeting.
Yep. Salonius offers Arlen a token of aspect.
Raises his hand. Thanks for that. Carry my own light.
It is a light that will fade, but know that we will be here to grant you the path when all other paths darken.
Oh, the darkness is coming, that's for sure.
Indeed, which is all the more imperative for you, a great and bright being such as yourself, to save your own soul.
I appreciate your sincerity. But thank you.
Token of aspect? No, get lost, says Ugg. Sam, some kid, some pimply faced kid in a plain robe is offering you a token of aspect. It's the Conqueror. He's a great warrior.
All right, Sam will take one. He didn't convert to nothing. He's just
Sure. Okay, you've got a wooden token of aspect of, I believe it is the Conqueror. Let me just have a look at the.
So this is Cord, right? Cord the Conqueror.
No, it is one of the faces of the five-faced god.
Oh, he's got a conqueror face.
That's right. He is the warrior. Gladiators.
How is he with elves?
What do you mean? How is he with elves?
Do elves like him?
He seems confused for a moment. Powerful entities. Where is my gazetteer? There we go. Five-faced god. Well, the elves on Tarak have been conquered.
It's fine, Sam.
So this is like a religion thing, right?
Yes, it is one of the faces of the five-faced god. It will lead you on the path to accepting all five.
But I've only need the one, right? Path to Cord's Hall, where everybody punches each other in the head all day and then drinks all night.
This shall lead you to salvation.
Does this guy get to have, like, fighting all day and then drinking all night?
The Conqueror does hold sway over the armies of the five-faced god.
Oh, no, not armies. Soldiers are dumb. Here, why don't you keep this, and then maybe later I'll.
He nods. The boy does not seem to have the words or the skill to dance around Sam's arguments.
Armies are done. Sam, whatever the year is.
Armies, no. Armies are dumb. That should be under the Sam quotes. No, armies are dumb.
Yep, we're sticking it there now.
Barak Tarn goes after he's fucking fiddling with his ear. He does drip a little bit of acid from his mouth onto the table, giving offering to Bahamut before his fight. Ugg goes up and, I don't know, flexes or something, whatever the Cordites do. Sam and him are out trying to outflex each other in the name of Cord.
I don't know if the extra arm gives points or not.
It sure does. little arm going like this.
You're gonna pull my extra arm.
Arlen, are you giving praise? You can see that there are idols to both the old gods and the five-faced god that are on this altar.
It's funny. My god's not one of the old gods. He just lights the altar.
Okay.
Just sets it on light.
Cast light on it.
You must say on fire. Hey, it goes with it.
Okay. Oh, hey, you're the first gladiators to join today. Everyone's excited for the big fight.
The big fight, you say?
Oh, there's two of them.
Yes. Alperakton here and the others.
Oh, Cyrus Hammer's pretty big and it hits pretty hard. I hope you're ready, Barak.
Remember to duck or do your monk thing.
I am ready. He's fucking fiddling with his ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll hold the drinks.
Gregor brings some drinks over. Ugg and Sam take a cup of wine as Arlen's saying, "We'll hold off on drinks for now." Baraktarn doesn't drink before his match, and he takes that as a hint that Arlen doesn't want to drink.
Yeah, correct.
The guards.
Marty.
Yes.
Sorry, there is Arlen has detect scrying up every day. It's a 24-hour spell.
Okay.
Good addition.
Yeah,
you might have to remind me of that.
Since I got it from 4th, I've had it. I just haven't said it. So
the most useful times to remind are when you're having sensitive conversations and or planning.
Yep. Yeah, there's lots going on. I appreciate the reminders. I will not say, I fucking know. Okay, you guys are allowed into the area as guards or whatnot. I guess Sam and Ugg probably linger for a little bit to drink while Barak Tarn.
Arlen walks around the corner and that wine glass is back.
Right. The next to arrive at the Ludus are the challengers. Let us see. Let us collect the gladiators. So we need the two champs of their Ludus, Cyro and Titus.
Where's the bellboy?
Malagash is bringing his gladiators to the Ludus, or to the fight. They've got Pecorin, who is their healer, and I believe they're bringing along the big blue lady as a guard.
Lady.
Let's go to token library, coalition, gladiators, Roswalda of Soas. Given that there's no, they get harassed a little bit by Dreg, and they ask if they want tokens of aspect. Maybe Malagash takes one. The Conqueror, just in case. The whole group. The whole.
It's only a little bit big, lady. That's like a
powerful build.
Hmm.
They linger for a time near the altar before coming into the room. And Ugg and Sam are the first ones to see them. Striding into the room are two powerful-looking individuals. One looks like a half-orc, the other one looks like a human. The human's doesn't have a weapon on him, or at least not the big hammer. Like, you don't know where the hammer is, like where he's hiding it. Titus has a gladius, I believe. Malagash just glances at...
Is he a snakeman?
No, he's got bipedal, he's got feet.
Okay.
Legs and feet. There is a very powerfully built woman with an oversized great axe on her back, and then the halfling healer with the bells jingling as he comes into the room. He immediately goes over and says hello to Gregor and gets
There's like this sideways look of like, is he bait?
He grabs some wine, and you notice that Titus and Cyro. Titus actually knocks Cyro and looks at Ugg. They're looking at Ugg. You're the champion of the circus, aren't you? Yeah. Ugg just goes over his shoulder, and he seems like back turned to him, kind of disrespect kind of thing. Come on, we've got to prepare. Hold on a second. I'm talking to you, Ugly.
Does Arlen hear this?
That's not original.
Sam snickers. like it's not even like a manly snicker, it's literally like a Homer Simpson.
Looking forward to fighting you one day. Cutting off that freak arm of yours and shoving it up your ass.
Hey, whoa. Oh, fuck. Chode breath. Might wanna, run away.
Cyber's just sort of like... You can see he's smiling. Like he seems to, I don't know, like the fact that Titus is shooting his mouth off, but may or may not have his back. You must excuse our champion. He is rude.
I've met rude champions before, but they don't last very long usually. Hi, I'm Sam.
She switches to giant language in what she says next. You have the thews of Jotun.
I'm sorry, lady. I was a halfling before I died, so that I don't understand that.
Brabrushna Jotun. It's like she seems to be sizing you up.
I'm taken. I'm spoken for.
You are not Jotun? You are...
Well, I am now. I'm like a rock giant guy now, but before I was a rock halfling. Kind of... I'm one with the rock.
Magic, she says?
Yeah, I died fighting ghouls, and they brought me back with a druid.
Ixnay on the brought back, eh?
She nods. Despite having a really nice big axe on her back, she doesn't seem to have a lot of like armor or equipment. She's likely a gladiator that they just haven't equipped very well. She's wearing like a regular leather jerkin,
So
that doesn't quite fit right in a good way. Yeah, she doesn't seem to have a lot of gear.
is your Ludus poor?
No, we're not poor. Quit. Let us leave these gladiators alone. This one's a coward. Hold your tongue, Titus. One day we'll set up a fight, and I'm sure that the right winner will win. Now you need to have your head into the fight ahead. Fleas will not be an easy opponent.
Yes, he will.
Huh? Roswald,
Yes, he will.
I didn't put my money on him, did I?
She just nods to Sam and seems kind of like steals a glance of Ugg and thinks that Ugg's weird. The guy with the jingly bells is kind of following them as they go around the corner.
So do you think the guy with the bells is like bait? Hey, you.
Hey, hi. Oh, hi there.
What are the bells for? Cause
Oh,
like,
it's...
are there any like Beastmaster fights or something?
I hope not. You're the Dragon Man's tame, right? He's not going to try to eat me.
The dragon? No, Barrack. Barrack's tame. He's very ferocious, but he doesn't eat little people.
Oh, good. No, this is how they do it in the capital. All the healers wear bells so that the gladiators know not to strike at you when the people with the bells approach.
But doesn't that mean that the bells don't really ring until you hit somebody, right? So it's more like don't strike them again.
Well, no, he kind of jingles it a bit. See, don't hit the bells, or you might not get the healing that you deserve. Hi. Hello there.
Hi. Dog's chuckling at the Corin.
What was that about you being a halfling? You're a halfling? You don't look like a halfling.
I used to be.
What do you
Can
mean
you
used to
start
be?
speaking him?
Is Pecorin a gnome or a halfling? Give me a second. Check. He's a gnome.
I like halflings. They're rather nice people.
He speaks halfling back to you.
Never really met my family. They sent me to a monastery, learn about rocks. Have you ever spent like a decade learning about rocks? It's there's not that much involved.
Well,
Rocks.
Actually, yes. My family wanted me to be a gem cutter. I screwed up a few gems, but I consider them more the spell components than anything.
I see the best part about the monastery was the learning how to punch. The worst part about the monastery was learning about rocks and then being stuck in a box because you didn't do your homework on rocks.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it would be like a wooden box too, just to add spite.
Oh, I see. Wait, halflings? Rocks? You from Stygia?
Yeah.
Oh, my people are from Stygia as well.
Sam put his hand out.
Oh, Pecorin, Pocus. Friends call me Paco.
Hey, Paco. You've got a wide range of personalities. He's kind of looking down the hallway.
Oh yeah, you don't want to piss off Titus. He's a bit of a ball squeezer.
I'm pretty certain that if you want balls squeezed, we've got a couple of the best ball squeezers in the game.
Ugg laughing into his cup.
Well,
I tell you, we once saw Ugg hang a man by his own scrotum.
you're both from the circus. Oh, we're fighting the circus today. Oh, I probably shouldn't be talking to you, but I would like to meet your healer. Are either one of you the healer?
Our healer has no legs.
He looks down.
Not the healers. Good meeting you, Sam, he says in halfling, and
Ugg, he says in common. And he goes kind of trotting off. These guys got ahead. They pause for a moment as Barrack Tarn just kind of glances over his shoulder at the gladiators that are coming in.
Just in case anybody's wondering, if this was to pop off right here, just this room, they lose so bad.
Malagash goes over.
Yes.
You must be Arlen.
Greetings. And you're the new Ludus. I apologize, I have not been able to send my greetings in person. We've been traveling as of late. Sticks his hand out.
He nods. Malagash shakes your hand. Malagash.
I've heard good things about your gladiators and your training. I hope to see good performance today.
They'll perform well.
Excellent. Excellent. Barakton's very, very talented.
Yes, he's a good fighter. But we'll see who is the best in a few moments, won't we?
Indeed. Indeed.
He sniffs and kind of looks down at you. He doesn't seem to be a man of many words. If you don't mind, I'm not sure why our gladiators are coming out the same gate.
I'm not privy to that process, really. We've always come through this gate.
There seems to be a lot of extra guards on the other side of the arena today. And you do see that there are
Looks across.
many guards, and if I haven't placed those guards yet, they're going to be placed now.
Guard, 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 guard.
Oh, there's a lot of folks out here today. Huh.
Not very sporting.
Interesting. Well, we do with what we have.
I'll try not to hit you too hard, Dragon Man, says Cyro.
I like his humor.
We will see who is the best warrior. Beartarn then flicking with his, like, trying to get the shit out of his ear.
Arlen hits him like with the form on his leg. Like,
Yep.
Good luck.
To Barrack?
Yeah.
He just goes and stands near the gate waiting. Malagash, warm up like I showed you. And they start, like, stretching. And
Don't forget the rotators. Always warm up the rotators.
you notice the big blue woman just sort of walks by and kind of positions herself near the bars and is having a look, like maybe she's never fought in Vaddapol before. She seems curious as to what this place is. Barrack Tarn basically goes into like a lotus position and is just like praying or meditating. The guy with the bells comes around the corner. Well, warm me up, I see. Yes, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, hi there. He spots Arlen in the chair and looked at his legs and looks back up at Arlen, trying not to look at the stumps that are dangling off the edge of the chair.
Hi, I'm Corin. I am the healer from the coalition, and I understand that talking to your friends in there that you're the healer for the other gladiatorial ludus, the Circus of Dread.
Correct. My name is Arlen. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Barrack Tarn's one eye is open as Pecorin came shuffling up to Arlen, but when he sees that they're just handshaking, his eye closes. The weird draconic eye kind of like changing dilation as it
Do you get
closes.
the sense that we should be doing our job?
Here you are.
I wanted to make you an offer that I've made some of the other healers before, that if for whatever reason, you got struck by an arrow or like a club or an axe or got knocked over in your wonderful little chair here, that I will heal your gladiator if you heal mine. A healer's pact, we call it in the...
I'm not here to simply heal my own gladiator. I do not want to see any deaths today.
Oh, of course, when the fight is over, but we want to save lives here.
Of course. Of course, agreed.
Where are your bells?
I would ask you, why do you have bells? But I'm sure you're about to tell me.
Oh, yes, so that when you approach the gladiators with a healing touch, they don't turn around and strike you by accident. Gladiators are very, the reflexes like cats.
I just do it from a distance, that's all.
Oh, yes, that can be done. Well, sometimes you need to get in close. Get the filth on your hands.
Sure, of course. I'm fine with her bells, so thank you. That's good. It's good thinking on your part.
It's a very nice chair. I've seen several of them before, but never one of nice construction like this. Where did you get it?
And he just continues to prattle on in nervous conversation.
Yeah, Chad.
Right, I've been told to go for Timmy's run, so I will be back from the Timmy's
Okay.
stuff that will allow me to continue the game
Alright.
assaulted.
Alrighty.
All right, next to arrive in the veins.
25 minutes. Let's go through the roleplay for this, and then I will.
Okay. Is Magnus in chains, along with Zed and Fleas and Sona and Phelan and the whole group of them. They arrive. Dreg offers you drugs.
You know, Magnus, this is doing a lot for your image. You look like a badass.
Yeah, I know. I can. They don't know I can actually break out of these things.
Magnus, old buddy.
Hey, Drake, how you doing?
Oh, just fine, just fine. I've got a little bit of Black Lotus if you want to sniff.
You never surprise me. You never cease to surprise me. I like you. No, I'm good. I'm already got my Lotus all sniffed up.
What about you, Fleas? Would you like some stuff to help out with your upcoming fight? He jingles his jacket, and there's a bunch of jingles of potions and bottles.
Oh, no, it's, do you have anything that keeps you from getting teed? I don't want to get teed.
I got a potion here will make you think that you're not even fighting.
No, I want to think I'm fighting. I don't want to get teed.
No, I think he's good for now. I mean, we prepared him pretty good, yeah? He's still good, aren't you?
You will not get teed.
Oh, it's Mr. Green. Do you need something to help you with your meditations?
Crack dealer right in the street.
Is there a way to feel fire in your veins?
Fire in your veins. Well, you're a half-orc. I could find something for you. I would have to go elsewhere. I'll bring you next time. Something that inflames the orcish senses.
I would be interested.
Ha ha!
He's looking like, you sign up for this? Okay.
I think that's also applicable to you too, Red.
Zed just stares hard.
Red and Zed. Well, know that there's another guy in there. His name's Ty.
This is just getting awkward.
Is there now?
I got something for that as well, Magnus. It'll relieve your anxiety.
How many of these solutions are in the same bottle?
One cure for all that ails you. No, I got a nice selection here. Good seeing you, Dreg, says Sona. Blue.
I like him. I don't want to buy from him, but I like him.
Yeah, me too. It always makes me happy.
He smells funny.
Magnus, I am happy to see that you have been released from the Church of the Five-Faced God. Would you accept a token of aspect?
No, thank you. I'm still with Cloud. I think.
When your god, like the others, disappears from this world, know that we will be waiting, and be honored to have one such as you walk amongst the faithful.
Disappears. Cloud. I have a headache all of a sudden.
Yes, I know that these are stressful times.
Never mind. Actually, it's...
Okay, he offers token of aspects to people. Scarab tells him to get lost. Sona says no thanks. Fleas and Zed say...
No, it's okay. Maybe later.
No.
Okay, the group of you goes into the holy ground, and I don't know if you make prayers to your deities.
So here's the thing. Fleas could convert. There's nothing really. Like he's possible. Oh, did Fleas get trained to 7th?
I think so. However,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was
T19. There was a lot of training in the 3rd week.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me just. I think I've already done these updates. Give me a second. I think I just forgot to do it at the
Okay.
top of the sheet.
Zed lights a candle. Nova goes and howls like a beast. Magnus, are you making any prayers to Cord?
yeah. Yeah, I'll make a prayer to Cord.
Okay, Phelan.
Kind of like, what happened there? What happened there, Cord?
Where you at, bruh?
Situation, man.
Yeah, you ask some questions, but like many prayers, they go unanswered. Fleas and Sona. Sona's like, you ready for this, Fleas?
Oh yeah, how bad could it be? It's just the guy with the carvey, that's all.
It's the guy with, yeah.
He's slow.
He definitely got the best of, well, the guy who sort of fights like you.
Yeah, but the guy who kind of fights like me didn't, ever hit him. How hard is it to hit the guy? We'll see what happens when he falls down.
Nods. Just make sure you listen to my chants.
What's his Bard song? Is it a +2 Bard song?
I'm checking. He is a level +2.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna tell him to eat the penis.
yeah. If you want, sure. We're both +2.
Old Ego's doing okay.
Oh,
They said that they fed him a bunch of wine last week.
hey, he's hilarious when he, and then suddenly the incontinence comes out. It's funny.
Sona smiles, but you can tell he's like many miles away thinking about something else. Okay, the group of you enters the veins. Magnus, you see the man that killed you sitting there at the table drinking. Oh, where's Scarab? Okay, now if shit went down.
Yeah, we brought more muscle than you did.
Sam, you see Magnus in chains. There's a he's got manacles on. There's a chain where Scarab is holding the chain. Immediately, Nova looks at the others and kind of grunts out.
So Sam's gonna just elbow Ugg just in case Ugg didn't notice.
Ugg kind of tuk tuk, and then the eyes of Ugg meet the eyes of Magnus.
Said just gonna make us wait. It's front row.
Ugg is slowly standing.
There's no need. Apparently, I'm not frozen. I'm shackled. I don't think the coward would try it now again. Cord would be disgusted with how you behaved.
You had a non-lethal blade, and you were running around with your fiery one instead.
I lost it. It was dropped from me. It was taken.
Ugg just shrugs. I would not let you kill my gladiators.
We're gonna have to fight, me and you, someday. Arena or no arena. You know why.
Okay, he steps up to Magnus, and you can see like his muscles kind of flex a little bit, like they're kind of like jumping and flexing.
You don't scare me. You know I'm not scared of you.
I want to really make a pants no pants joke for the fighting, but I'm just gonna be quiet over here at the back.
I would say maybe your Anna would hold you back from me because I'm in chains, but obviously.
Ugg, you could hear his teeth grinding.
Is everything all right?
I'm fine. It's
I wasn't asking you.
I don't even
Magnus.
know how a coward can drink. It wouldn't mix well in your gut.
Say that one more time.
We're not supposed to fight here. Come on. You wouldn't want to end up in chains now, would you?
Okay, Arlen, you can hear raised voices in the other room. Even Barak Tarn has gotten up from his meditation and wheels into the room.
Whoa. Ugg, please have a seat. Ahem. Magnus?
Sona's actually just gone over and is drinking wine. He's not like getting involved.
He was unconscious when the murdering happened.
Yep.
Ugg, please have a seat.
Okay, he sits down kind of like with his back to the chair, like his feet out from the bench.
Yeah.
We are not here for a fight in the veins. We are here to watch Barak Tarn, our gladiator, fight. What happened in the past, unfortunate as it may have been, happened. We hope to get around this. We do not.
You are a deceitful being.
Why do you say such a thing? And
You attempted to kill Ajax. What do you have against barbarians?
Sense motive. It's like,
Yeah.
I sold him a blade. Well, actually, no. He doesn't say that because that's linking something that. Like, what do you mean? I tried to kill Ajax.
Barak Tarn steps up.
No, it's fine.
You gave him a cursed blade that would have had him murder hundreds.
The
You
blade,
sold it to him.
the blade that we took from the season end game. We checked that blade. That blade's not cursed.
You seem to have a problem with Northerners.
Evidence would point to it, but I assure you,
Ugg is slowly standing back up again.
there is no such malicious intent on my part, or my gladiators. Circumstantial. Apologize, but you have no proof that I want to kill.
You killed one and attempted to frame another.
Well, he did. Officially, he did.
Barak
We had
Tarn
a
looks
discussion.
to Arlen like he's
We had a discussion about that. Discussed that there were issues doing such a thing. We want to be known as the honorable ludus that we are, and not as what you say as a
Murderers,
hating murderers.
deceitful cowards who attempt to kill their competition through cursed items.
Easy now. This is not a place to lay blame. I'm sure that the editors of the games would allow your gladiators to take the field if they wanted to settle this in Mortal Kombat for everyone to see. This is Gregor.
There will be no fight here, I assure you of that.
The Scarab says, "You can pay me and I'll kill whatever one of them you want." Try it, Bugman, says Ugg. Okay, there are reflexes like flicking, like people are ready to draw and throw down.
Arlen grabs Barak Tarn, he grabs Ugg, and he's like pointing to Sam like, touch me. He's like,
Did you
"Go ahead."
touch you here?
And does Sam touch him or not?
Sam will touch him.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, you use your teleportation power.
That happens.
Okay.
I'm trying to like.
You can see Scarab now is taking out a key and undoing Magnus's manacles.
Arlen wheels forward with the wheelchair.
Okay. Well, in the round that you teleported,
We all get actions.
Scarab is undoing Magnus's manacles. Phelan is pulling out one of Magnus's blades and has got it just kind of like in the scabbard in front of him. It is the flaming blade. It is not the the merciful blade. Nova has her weapon in hand and has stepped beside Zed.
No fighting.
Sona's still sitting, facing back to the room and sitting with a cup in his hands. Nope.
Zed will assume a defensive, like assume a
Ugg is now leaning on his lucerne hammer. You do realize I have to fight today, says Barak-Tarn. He says that to both Arlen and the other.
Yeah. We are not here to fight.
Zed turns into like an earth elemental.
What size?
A medium one.
Yep. Titus wanted to go join, and Malagash is stopping him, and Cyro's like, "Whoa, buddy!" And Pecorin is peeking around the corner because somebody might need some healing. These guards look very, very nervous. They're uneasy with their their
bunch
spears.
of legendary dudes just squaring off in our bar.
Exactly. They look like they don't get paid enough to like intervene.
Zed.
Yes.
Phelan's got a readied action to feed
Distance-
Magnus his
Distance
sword.
cools.
No, his sword.
Don't feed him a
Distance
sword.
cools the blood. I suggest we keep our gladiators apart from each other, because we do not want to have an unsanctioned fight. We will defend ourselves, but we are not here for a fight. We're here to watch Barak-Tarn fight, and I'm glad that you informed me of this. I will go and see Ajax regarding this blade. Believe me or not, I do not care. I know I did not mean him any harm. And Magnus as well.
Elves are liars, says Nova to Zed in half-orc. Or in Orcish. What's Fleas doing through all this? Is he just in the back giggling nervously?
He's there. He's in the back. He's got his weapons out. He's kind of like in that like middle pose of like I'm in the background.
That Barrack is not letting Arlen like be within reach.
You should watch from the stands. These are our veins.
I'm sorry.
We will not harm your dragon.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but they do not belong to you. The Duke, I believe, is sitting out there if you want to ask him about it.
You notice the crowd rise up, and it looks like they're introducing the people for the first match of the third round of week 3 of the tournament of the Bloody Rose. And the first match is Barak-Tarn versus Cyro.
Besides, I'm the healer, so...
Then your murderer leaves. I am our healer. I can join you outside.
It's like, okay, sense motive on Zed. Is he going to... is he doing... Wait, can I even sense motive is a good question.
Can you even sense motive?
And our great Commissioner Kythen the Unchained, inspired by war gods of old and new, brought us this great tournament of the Bloody Rose. This, the first of the semi-finals.
What do you roll for?
Oh, I suck at it.
We have a Titan's hammer versus a dragon's claw. The challenger, the newcomers, the coalition of the Black Crucible, Cyro, the hammer. You can hear the portcullis opening and
excuse me, we've got to take spots.
Apparently, we don't have time for this. You'll have to discuss this later. Backed on. Gents.
will you be safe here alone? You won't be alone. They outnumber us, says Baraktarn.
Yeah, there's a... Ireland, they're really, really pissed off.
Gentlemen, why
They're
don't
sore
you...
losers.
Yes, I understand that. Why don't you head to the top and watch from the stands?
Cyro goes running out and he pumps his fists into the air and seems to be quite in good spirits. He still doesn't have his big hammer. You don't know where it is.
It's in his ear, but unless he's got a new hiding spot.
Ugg and Sam, why don't you go to the stands? Alright?
Oh.
We don't have enough here for this.
One of us is
We
gonna...
have more pressing matters.
They seem to be Magnus seems to be agitated about my presence. So is this guy. Titus is like going like this to Ugg.
He's like a shit stain at the wall. He's such a...
He's like,
like, I got six
Arlen
eyes.
goes, Ugg, I know you can bend them beyond anything that can bend or should bend. Don't worry about your...
I'll go into the stands. Sam, you go push Arlen around the stands.
No need, I'm fine.
Go push Arlen around the
Pushing Arlen
sands.
around the sands.
Okay.
Oh, they listen. Oh, they. Harlan takes like another voice, like, oh, they listen to the Lannister really well.
Obviously, everything was a ploy by the Lannister.
And the dragon from the east, the breath of Bahamut, Barak. What was his nickname? The Apocalypse. No, that was Arlen the Apocalypse.
Arlen the it was
The,
Beric.
like, the fight bringer and something.
No, that Arlen the Fightbringer. Beric had like a... Like, it was... like...
Barak the Slayer, Tarn.
Yeah, exactly. He flies out. He flies out with his wings,
Yeah,
like swooping the sands, making like a cloud. Like,
yeah. Barak is going to fly over to the circle and pause for a moment. Cyro does sort of a mocking bow to Baraktarn. Baraktarn bows to Cyro. And when you get pushed out into the sands, Arlen, you do notice that there is a lot of security, including Imperial Guard with muskets that are in the editor's pulpit. There's Duke Corda and some duergar.
okay.
Very ostentatiously dressed duergar with great fancy hats and capes. Duncan is there. Actually, no, Duncan is busy. Duncan is not there today. But you do see all sorts of strangers and busyness in the editor's pulpit. Duke Dragol seems to be chatting with a male duergar who's got impressive headdress. Kythen the Unchained takes the talking stick away from Pompadoro, who seems to be frightened of Kythen. For those who are about to fight for the honor of our empire, for the undying emperor,
for the regent and the young imperial prince, we give to you honor, and know that everyone gathered here today is lucky to see such sport. May this battle and all the battles of the tournament ring true and resonate throughout the centuries. May you remember and tell your grandchildren what you see here today. For we have the cream of the crop of 2 Luduses of our fair city of Vaddapol here to spill the blood for your entertainment. Let them take their places and see if amongst the 2 here today there is a champion of the tournament of the blood rose.
And he raises this big pot with this strange-looking rose and kind of thorny tendrils coming down on it. You could see that the rose tendrils are actually moving.
Wait, he does what?
He pulls out a big-ass silvery potted plant, and it has this massive rose in it, and the tendrils, the sharp, thorny tendrils of the plant are actually moving around.
Fucking knowledge nature, what the hell is that?
Sure.
Nope. All the things. Actually, no, I can roll it because I have the ring. 8. Nope.
Okay. The circus hasn't been here in a while. The circus did win with Baratarn. They are at a +0 because things kind of chill down. And the coalition's at a +1.
Okay.
People are actually cheering for Cyro.
At this, by the way, as soon as Arlen got in, he started casting a ton of spells on himself.
Okay.
Fly, see invisibility, shield, mage armor. As soon as they start, he's putting up haste for him and Sam.
Corin goes and stands behind.
Sorry about that. Some of the gladiators on my team are assholes.
Not so worried about your team. The other ones.
Yes, it doesn't appear that you get along with the Conclave very much. Most disturbing.
Apparently not. Apparently things have been happening during my absence.
Well, they say the absence makes the heart grow fonder. Apparently, in this situation, it makes the apple more rotten. Because you forgot to eat the apple, and you just sort of left it sitting there on the table, it's turning all rotten. I'll have to work on that metaphor. Are you sure you don't want some of the bells? I brought some extras.
I'll be fine. Thank you, though.
Well, I could kind of string them along the side of your chair here.
I'm fine.
Thank you. Oh, all right.
He seems to be nervous. He's like a nervous talker.
Oh, looks like they've got their positions. Oh, this is going to be messy, isn't it?
So Spectral Hand is up for Arlen.
Before Cyro got onto the circle, he kind of pulled out this little spoon, like like he's making a bit of a joke, and the spoon turns into a hammer, and then the hammer continues to grow into this massive hammer. He's raising it above his head now, smiling and swiping with the hammer as he's going. Then he steps onto the circle.
Oh, yes, it's his hammer.
Arlen's thinking interesting. He did that. He did that before he stepped onto the circle.
Yep.
And it's still a hammer once he's on the circle.
Yeah, it is. It is a huge hammer, or a very, very large hammer. I think it's considered huge, but I don't think it's actually huge. I think in his hands, with his stance, it's considered bigger. It's just a really big-looking hammer. Baratarn does a quick prayer, and I think we need to roll initiative.
Initiative.
Yeah, I think it's considered a hammer. The style doesn't make the hammer actually change size. Cyro.
Okay, Mr. Tarn.
And Barrack Tarn. The Cyro got a 14.3. And Barrack's initiative?
Oh, he won. He won initiative on that one.
What's the total?
5. Rolled a 2, so initiative should already be there.
5 point. I'm just doing it in a
5.3. Oh,
5.3?
okay, sorry.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
5.3. Good point. There's only 2.
Okay, what is Cyro's first action? He has a number of potions in his pocket. He is starting close to the edge. He's going to 5-foot step, and Cyro drinks a mirror image potion. A low-level mirror image potion is a caster level 3 potion, 1d4 plus 1 images. Five images.
Nice.
People are cheering. Barrack Tarn, what is he doing on his turn?
Barrack Tarn's going to do the same thing. He's going to cast, though, so he's going to step, 5-foot step, and cast.
Okay. Given that he's partially deaf, he has a 20% chance arcane spell failure. So
High is good.
20 or lower on a percentile, so he is able to cast a spell.
Okay. Yep. So he's getting mage armor. Mirror image as well.
Sorry, not as well. Which one is it?
Mage armor. Mirror image. Holy cow.
Okay. Yeah, there is a level of precision that is required. His caster level is 6, so he gets a d4 plus 2. 3 images. People are cheering. Cyro, what's he doing next? I'm looking at you, stream. He's going to move 5 feet. Yeah, drink his bull strength. Okay. So he drinks a potion. There's no visual effect, but he is making, he is moving towards his combatant. So, some BS. What is Barrack doing?
Barrack is moving and casting.
As a swift action, Cyro also enters his stance so that his hammer is impressive.
Casts mage armor. Or tries to.
Okay. Barrack Tarn also goes off to the left
Yep.
and
Oh,
casts
2
mage armor.
96s in a row. Those are
Nice.
Good.
Okay. Barrack Tarn also uses a swift action to enter his stance.
Dragon style. Yep. Mirror image. Mage armor.
All right, Cyro. What is Cyro doing next? The old granny.
Get the fuck in there!
She's
Quit drinking and fight already! I'm not getting any fucking younger!
There's some people laughing.
Oh, that's funny.
You don't know who the bloodthirsty old grandmother is. Okay, he's going to drink. Wow, look at all the potions. He's going to 5-foot step a little bit forward because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want the crowd turning against him, and he drinks a potion, which makes him and a bunch of his images kind of shift off to the side. Displacement potion will last for 5 rounds. Okay, Barak.
I should have cast magic missile.
You can.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm gonna cast. How far away are we now?
Did you spend? How much did you spend on the potion?
I didn't spend it.
No, I'm asking Lucas.
Oh no. Okay. 10 foot over. He's gonna cast his shield.
Okay. First round of displacement. Oh yeah. Roswalda of Sos. And Sona is there for fleas, not for Bertarn. So Roswalda of Sos is beginning to sing. Granting Syro a +2, I believe. And then what is Syro doing on the first round of his displacement? He's still a distance away from Barak. Is he closing distance? He is 100 feet away from Bertarn. Sorry, 95 feet away from Bertarn.
He's gonna move 40 feet and cast True Strike.
Okay. Bertarn can make a spellcraft check DC 17 to know what Syro cast.
Yep, makes it.
Okay, so he knows he's got a True Strike running.
Okay, and True Strike lasts for how long?
1 round. He's got to strike Barak next turn.
Oh, does it now?
Yep.
Huh.
What's Bertarn doing?
Bertarn's gonna let that round run out. He's gonna let that round run out and cast his own haste.
Okay, he retreated. He needs to make a performance check.
Okay, he does it, and his perform is 12 plus whatever he has. But I don't know what it is. Not written. Okay, he has perform. He does not have perform. He has a high charisma. He rolled a 12. I think he has a 15 total, something like that.
Well, let's see. Yeah, it's worth figuring out because his BAB is 5, so he only has +1. He has 6 ranks in acrobatics, so that's 3 total. He does not have perform.
Does not have perform.
He's got a good charisma of +8, so he's got a +11.
So 23. Let me write that down.
I got it. Performance +11. The DC is 22 for today's crowd. So he's able to do a tumble as he's casting haste and keep the crowd from turning against him. Syro gets to make a spellcraft check, DC 21, to know that Bertarn has cast haste on himself. Okay. He knows that Bertarn's haste is currently running. Bertarn's caster level is 6. Alright, so Syro. Second round of displacement. What's he doing? How far is he? He is 75 feet away from Bertarn. With a 40-foot move speed, he could charge. Yep. Does Berktarn have any sort of reach?
Nope. Actually, does
He
have
has
his
a
Lucerne
Lucerne hammer out, so he could
So, yeah.
he could take a AOO as Cyro is moving in.
So let's see. Your 2-hit is that, no bonuses. Plus haste. 31.
AC 31. Would that hit a charging Cyro?
I think so. All buffed up and beautiful like that.
Yep. Okay. So let me see how displacement and mirror image are supposed to work together. I don't know if you guys have actually used this combo before. Let me just look up displacement. I don't know if your mirror images have the displacement. I don't think that's how it works. But
I think it would be mirror images first, then if I hit a 1.
if you hit a 1, then I think there's a 50-50.
I
Yeah.
think that's how it would work.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think that's a good thing. Okay, so Cyro is potentially hit with the AC 31 as there's a swing upwards with the Lucerne hammer, sand flying everywhere. Give me a D6, Ahmed, for Berktarn's hammer throw. Okay, so it hit an image instead. But Cyro comes in with his charge. He is able to get the true strike off. So Cyro's punching really hard or hammering very hard. AC 54.
That hits. Mirror images, or does quick? Is mirror image considered a?
It is not a displacement effect, so I don't think true strike automatically lets you do it.
You have to roll a d4. You guys need to roll d4 to see if.
You can close your eyes and try to hit your target. You will be flat-footed compared to Berktarn for his turn, though, if you do that.
There's also a 50-50. No.
It would be a 50-50 instead of the mirror image. So Cyro could close his eyes. Improved uncanny dodge. Yeah, you're right.
Is it considered concealment?
Yeah, mirror image is not a mischance, though.
That's right.
Blind is also 50-50. That is not concealment. Concealment is 20%.
It's a 50-50%.
Yeah. Concealment is 20%. These are good tactics, but so either you're rolling against his mirror image or you're rolling 50-50. What are you choosing to do?
True strike here. Trying to strike a concealed target.
All opponents are considered having total concealment against a blinded character. So So I need a roll. 50-50 means he's closing his eyes, or... Okay, so he's closing his eyes. And it is under 50, so it misses.